Hello, Internet Nation. Alexandra here, and I've got like half an hour until I have to go to school to do some nerd shit. And I figured I would go on a small rant about not normality brain. We're talking about different concepts today. About not the age of consent. Why is my brain so dumb right now? Probably because like I'm about to go to school and do some complicated shit, and I haven't eaten at all today, and I don't know if I will. And my body is just like, nah, I'm not here with it right now. I don't have the brain power for this. Give me some crackers and then we can talk. But no, about age and how it's irrelevant to 99.9% of conversations. You know? I just feel like people put too much emphasis on age. There is such a fucking echo in this room now that like there's no art on the walls. I mean, there's two pieces of art on the wall because one is heavy as fuck and the other one is all the way on above the door, and the ceilings is like 10 feet high, 11 feet high, so need the ladder for that. But I digress. Age is irrelevant to literally everything. Like, if we want to start talking about the age of consent and how old somebody has to be before you can start having sex with them, that's not what this video is about. We're talking about, like, how old do you need to be in order to grow up and start being a boring individual? You know? There's these two misconceptions in society. One being that just because you're 18 now, that means you have to mentally be mature. Like, we're negating trauma. We're negating people who didn't have anybody to teach them anything. We're negating people who have been sheltered from the world, so they don't know how the world works. We're talking about people who have been taught wrong ways of dealing with things. And everyone's just like, oh no, because the government says that we can have sex with you now. That therefore means that your brain, that arguably doesn't stop maturing and growing until the age of 25, is now mature and grown enough to know what is right and what is wrong. We're not even going to consider how you grew up. We're not even going to consider where you're coming from. We're not even going to consider the date at which you were mentally stunted so that you stopped maturing past the age that you were currently at. We're not going to consider any of that. And then the misconception that just because you are now fuckable, that means that you must now leave the childhood that we sexualize behind, and you can no longer enjoy colors, you can no longer enjoy toys, you can no longer enjoy anything that is creative, colorful, cartoony, fun. You can no longer have fun. If you want to have fun, you have to go out, drink, have sex. You can dance, but if we don't like the way that you dance, we're gonna make fun of you. All this shit that is adult. You gotta go spend money. You can't just enjoy making toys. You can't enjoy having toys. You can't enjoy teddy bears. And I just think that is, I want to say mentally retarded, but even people who are mentally retarded understand that there is no point in becoming a loser just because you're an adult now. Like, when you think about it, come here. Match me on this energy right quick. You know, imagine you are a motherfucker living under probably a black motherfucker, because black households be the most toxic of them all. You are living in a household in which you have no childhood. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. Your parents think childish things are stupid because they're fucking losers. Therefore, they do not let you, a child, engage in any of those things. Or even, is it even worse? No, because at least you can argue that if childish things are stupid, too stupid for your children, that's just societal conditioning. Whereas religious conditioning is a whole other can of worms, because society saying one thing is one thing that we at least all agreed upon. When it comes to religious aspects, them niggas just be dumb. Aight? Because like saying things like Pokemon is satanic is dumb as fuck. You look like your brain stopped, what's the word, developing before you even splat it out of your mama. Like maybe you got one brain cell, and that one cell smooth. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how you look. And like so many people, unless they agree with you, agree with me. You look dumb as fuck. Anyway, I just think it is redundant and anti-human for people to be arguing that just because you have hit a certain age, like, as I was saying earlier before I went on a fucking tangent, imagine growing up in a household in which you can't do anything, you can't go anywhere, you can't be anything. You're not allowed to have interests. You're not allowed to have the things that you want. You want a PlayStation? No, you can't have a PlayStation because, oh, you want a 3? We have a 3 at home. The 3 at home being the 1. Or it being a fucking Xbox. Or God forbid, you have a fucking Xbox and then it gets smacked off a shelf by some goddamn clothes, and now the game that was in there is fucked up and we can't get a new one because games are stupid. I don't know why your auntie got you that anyway. Now imagine growing up in that setting, in that household. You turn 18, and now at the age of 18, now that you are fuckable by the government standards, you have to go out into the world, get a job, and now as an adult, you have this adult money. You're an adult now, right? You have the cognitive thought to do whatever the fuck you want. You have the freedom. As an adult, your parents can't tell you shit. And yet now you are not allowed to indulge in any of the things that you were denied. That just makes you a double loser. And not even like by your own standards. Now you were just a double loser because you didn't have a childhood because it was stripped from you. And you can't indulge in childish things because everybody thinks they're stupid. For what? Why do we think that having teddy bears is stupid, but rape is just a boys will be boys type of action? Like, why is it that mediocre things that like are just things deemed for children? Like, do you know how stupid what you seem when you say like, oh, all animation is for children? Even hentai? Like, the it's for children argument is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my whole life, because niggas will be saying everything is for children. Like, y'all really be out here talking about hentai is for children because it's animated. When you take it back to the jump, animators, especially, like, I can't speak on Japanese animators. I can't speak on Chinese animators. I can't speak of animators outside of America. American animators, them motherfuckers were out here drawing furry porn from the very jump. So furry porn is more normalized than the cartoons that we have, or at least more prominent than the fucking cartoons that we have. And yet y'all want to say that all cartoons are for children. Do you know how mad it, like, you have to be really stupid. You have to be really stupid to say that cartoons are for kids. Like, all cartoons. And cartoons are just American animation. But, like, when you broaden your horizon and you introduce anime into it, like, do you understand how stupid you sound saying that One Piece is for kids? Like, I would let my kids watch One Piece, but it has to start at a certain age, and unless they're going at a slow pace, they are not getting all of One Piece at like the age of 5. Literally, like episode 1, when we get that Luffy flashback to when he was a kid, he stabs himself in the eye just to prove that he is manly enough to go out to sea. Is that really a message for children? In that same flashback, the fucking mountain bandit threatens to kidnap Luffy, sell him into slavery, so that the celestial dragons can have fun with his little rubber body. For children. And a show that deals with slavery. I'm sorry, I'm telling you, my brain is not having anything. It deals with slavery, rebellion, fucking genocide. There might be some rape in there. I'm not sure. People said that there was some suspicious behavior between Viola and Doflamingo, but I got past that part in the manga and did not really see anything outside of an SBS where somebody questions, hey, how come Doflamingo and Violet refer to each other so casually, and then Oda says it's a country full of passion. There's more to the story, but I wasn't allowed to put that in there because the editors thought it was too dark, so we could just live with that in our imagination. And after you read that, you go, is that a bad taste? Does anybody have a mint so I can get this bad taste out of my mouth? But that's subtext, and that's not even in the story. So, like, where exactly is One Piece for kids? Is it because it's animated? Because that's a dumbass argument. And look, if you want to acknowledge that you are a dumbass motherfucker that thinks just because something has colors, that means it's for kids and it's kid friendly. For one, I want to talk to your parents. Just, you, me, them, this gun. Because they should have swallowed. Their parents should have swallowed. I'm just looking at a lineage of people that should have swallowed and should have been swallowed so that we don't have to be here with people perpetrating all this nonsense. Like, if you want to make the argument that people shouldn't play video games all day, I agree with you. We can agree on that. It's not an all day type of thing. Unless, of course, you're a fucking long-term, long-hour streamer that plays video games as your main source of, like, entertainment for your people, and that's just where you are. That's just what it is. That's just what you do. That's how you make your money. Can anybody in this stupid ass society argue that how you make your money is a negative? I mean, granted, you can say, oh, these kids don't want to work these days. Okay, and these jobs aren't worth working. They're not. Why would anybody want to put themselves in a situation just to be abused all day by people that don't give a fuck about them? Why would they want to do that? Why do you want to make minimum wage? Why do you want to sit there and slave for 8 hours a day for a corporation that doesn't appreciate you? In most cases, doing a job that does not light up your soul. Just to go home and not have the energy to do anything. Just to struggle because all of your money goes to keeping a fucking roof over your head. Why are people not allowed to enjoy the shit that they enjoy? And why are we fighting to make people think that shit like colors and teddy bears, like, y'all niggas don't want to talk to each other. You don't want genuine relationships. And yet a nigga can't have a giant ass teddy bear that they can snuggle up with? Like, you gonna look at your homeboy like he gay if he wants a fucking hug. I don't know who needs to hear this, but niggas got feelings too. Niggas need hugs too. Like, that's why I be forcing a fucking hugs on all my niggas, including my baby brother, because you ain't gonna sit here and tell me you don't fucking need a hug while you having a fucking breakdown, my nigga. Just because people have normalized that you shouldn't want affection and attention, that don't mean shit. I don't believe in that toxic ass motherfucking shit. Everybody needs physical touch. That shit is important. Which is hilarious because I'm pretty sure going to school and getting like a massage or at least some type of touch, like touching and being touched in for like 2 hours a week at the very minimum. That shit is important. And I'm pretty sure that's the reason I've been like more calm and collected, because outside of that, I'm not getting anything. And I imagine, and like, not even I imagine, because outside of the fact that I don't want to get anything from the people around me, because that just opens me up to danger by like having a nigga in my closest vicinity. Like, there was a nigga I used to like cuddling with, and then that relationship got complicated, and now he's just like a power bottom that wants me to top him every time we get close. And due to his severe lack of human touch, which is hilarious to me because this nigga goes out to parties all the fucking time. Like, how you always out drunk and you never get in touch, my guy? But I could simply just go, hey, I want to cuddle with any one of my niggas. Can't guarantee that these niggas ain't gonna make it weird, but I could do that. Unlike most of these niggas I mean, granted, if any of my niggas asked me for a cuddle, I'd be down because I love cuddling. Just like, don't make it weird, my nigga, you know? Because, like, at the end of the day, we're friends. But a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people barely have, like, well, I don't have anyone to talk to, but I can always get a hug. It doesn't mean it's going to be a hug that makes me feel safe and secure, but I can always go and find somebody to ask. A lot of dudes, they don't have that. A lot of dudes will get shunned and laughed out of here if they, like, admit that they want physical affection that's non-sexual. It's not even okay or normal in a lot of cases for them to want non-sexual attention because they're seen as gay, which, like, the sheer amount of brain deadery that people seem going around thinking that things created by adults for the enjoyment of others, including children, not just limited to children. That thought is dumb as fuck on its own. Where was I going with that? I was gonna call something dumb. I need a burger or some shit. But anyway, I swear, like, how many of my last few videos have just been me complaining about how little I've been eating? I need to apply for, like, food stamps or something, but I worry because they're gonna be like, oh, tell us about how much you made last year. And, like, last year I had 2 separate jobs that were taxable. And it's like, I haven't worked in a while, at least a few solid months. And you're gonna hold working last year against me, just like financial aid that wanted to know what I was doing in 2022 when I was ironically a lot better off compared to now where I don't have a job and I don't even have a home, you know? So I could probably use more of that financial aid, but whatever. Whatever. This won't be an issue at the end of the semester. But anyway, people just look so dumb making their arguments that don't even make sense. Like, a lot of the time, it's not, like, for one, can we just, like, stop detaching the two so that we can continue to look stupid? Because then it's like, who was it that said it? I think it was Nux Taku that said there are only 2 types of people that make things for children. People that like children and people that want money. Granted, I don't necessarily agree with that because there are people who just like making things and there are people who are like passionate about educating people, and we all have that different level of people that we want to educate. Like, I'm pretty sure if I were to go into education, children might be at the top of my list because they are the future. And when you get them younger, you don't have to worry about deprogramming the toxic and useless shit that society and parents teach kids or don't teach kids because so many kids are just simply neglected. So I can understand why somebody would want to make content for children, but like content for children, like a child's cartoon, is fucking Bluey, you know? But like, I was just thinking about like, is Bluey really that less complex than something like, say, Steven Universe? Because I would argue that Steven Universe is made for like older children and teens all the way up to adults, whereas Bluey is made for kids but can be enjoyed by everybody, which granted everything should fall under that category of, even if it's made for children, it should be enjoyable to adults because hopefully the adults should also be watching it too, you know? You're never just going to be in a situation where, or you shouldn't at least be in a situation where you just like put something on the TV and aren't like watching what your child is taking in. It's kind of like the whole Cocomelon epidemic where people were realizing that Cocomelon was making their kids stupid and stunting their mental growth just because of like all the psychological effects that went into it that just kind of like make it hard for children to learn with all like the repetition and the repetitive lines that make it easier for children to develop a stutter. And then they have like the short cuts where none of the scenes last too long, which makes it easier to keep a child's attention, because there's always something happening to for a short attention span. It's just Cocomelon is just evil, but that is at its core content for kids, which is another problem, because when you Jesus, because when you realize it, that's falls under that category of like people don't really care about kids content, and they think it's okay for kids content to be borderline retarded because kids don't know any better. But at the end of the day, you want to ask yourself, do I want to expose my child, my developing human, who doesn't know any better and is going to take things at face value for the most part? Do I want to expose them to retarded content? Do you want to? Because, like, retardation is not a choice. So why is it that so many aspects of society are established to encourage people to act retarded? I'm genuinely asking. Because there is nothing cognitive about the way the brain functions in this society. There is nothing normal. The way that this society is set up is to make people contradict themselves and contradict the notion of, well, I mean, granted, America has always been one of those contradiction to the individual type places. Yes, that cup is holding my iPad up. And that's also why this footage is grainy, because my phone is in the hallway uploading the last video I recorded, and it doesn't have service, and I don't know when it will have service, because literally nobody calls me other than the bank. And the Wi-Fi sucks here, which is another reason I'm trying to get out. But anyway, I'm getting close to my time, because I only had like half an hour before I had to go and leave for school so I can go do nerd cahoots about bones and shit, because I'm trying to dominate my school, and I'm realizing that that's going to be a little hard because I myself am a little retarded and potentially a little dyslexic, which makes education very hard. Or significantly hard. I thank God that I am just neutrally smart on a general sense, because I don't know if I could handle being dumber than I already fucking am. But or maybe I should just stop joking about drinking my dumb bitch juice on a daily basis, because words have power, and well, I don't know. Well, maybe that doesn't count, because I do have very dumb bitch tendencies as a individual existing in a human body. It's just par for the course. No, I'm not even going to say that age has anything to do with it. There's just a lot of things that I don't do a lot that my brain forgets how to do and just doesn't think about because of the lack of exposure, which is another reason I try to keep my temper short, because the dumb bitch juice is so tasty. Therefore, I'm going to drink it. And it's not like you can exercise your brain into like a bunch of different things. Anyway. Ooh, I even got to figure out where I'm going to sleep tonight. Contemplating asking my friend to send me money so that I can just come back here and then have like food and at least one pack of papers, one pack of blunt bills, so I can smoke through the night, waiting for my OnlyFans money to clear, because that's going to take about 24 to 48 hours. Wish it didn't take so long. Wish I had just given in to the urge to deposit money on Monday. But, oh well, here we are. Dumb bitch juice is strong. I don't know what I was thinking was going to happen. Oh, I thought I was going to walk that dog on Monday. And then I woke up on Monday like, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to deal with society. Because I was already pretty frazzled from like Look, man, it takes a lot out of me every time something doesn't go as planned. And waking up on Sunday expecting these people to, like, get ready and leave just for them to go, hey, our friend isn't gonna be there at the ass crack of dawn like we originally planned, so I guess we're not gonna leave at the ass crack of dawn either. And I'm just like, oh, well, thanks for waking me up at the ass crack of dawn, because I don't even get to go to the con, and yet I don't even get to sleep now. So I didn't get to eat breakfast like I wanted because I just up and left because I just wanted to go back to sleep because I was tired. Anyway, none of that has anything to do with childishness. But I digress. I think you should go out and be a smart human today. You know? Go out, be smart, live your life the way you want to live. You know, unless that's negatively going to affect others. Don't do that. But, like, if you want to buy that Dragon Ball shirt, do it. If you want to pay $3,000 on a static, gigantic ass fucking figure, do it. If you want to sit down, binge, not even The Simpsons, binge something like Steven Universe, Gumball, The Amazing World of Gumball, something on Cartoon Network, something on, if you want to go all the way back, my nigga, and binge watch something on PBS Kids, do it. Do it, because I swear to God, unlike those other motherfuckers that think just because you're fuckable now means that you can't have fun, you can always learn shit from fucking cartoons. Steven Universe teaches you how to process your emotions, and that it's best not to just bottle everything up and to rely on others and found family and the importance of that. Fucking, I don't know what The Amazing World of Gumball teaches you, but that shit is fun. Bluey is a phenomenal show. Phenomenal show. I'm still, like, that fucking episode where, was it Bingo? Was Bingo the girl? Bingo Bingo, I think Bingo is the dad. The episode with the little girl, she's trying to go to sleep, and then the parents are just moving around trying to deal with their kids not sleeping, and the little girl's having dreams about being in fucking space, and it's all a metaphor for the family and how her family makes her feel. And then the other episode where the little girls are playing in the backyard while the parents are trying to set up furniture, and while the parents are setting up furniture, they're throwing fucking boxes from the furniture in the backyard to be out of their way. And while they're throwing the shit in the backyard, the kids are just taking it and building with it, and they're going through basically this whole, like, play of evolution, but it's also kind of like a metaphor for God creating people. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck? Because, like, to a kid, it's just fun, but to an adult, you get the message. There's always something to be found and enjoyed and learned from in good cartoons, good everything, honestly, good everything. Like, don't even get me started on the wild, wild world of anime and how half of that shit is not kid-friendly. But if you are an adult going into it, looking at the messages, enjoying the story, you can get so much from it. So don't be a loser. Don't be a loser. Go out, enjoy your life. And you know what? If you buy that fucking big-ass life-size statue of Zoro, tag me in pictures, because I want to see that shit. That's something moving on the other side of the fucking room as I said that. Don't be jealous. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, because it's officially been 30 minutes now, so I definitely have to leave for school. Go do something fun. Learn to skateboard. Learn to ride a bike. Go skiing. Do something that moves your body and is fun, not just fucking running, because adults love to run for exercise when you could ride your bike, you could skateboard, you could rollerblade, you could ice skate, you could so many things for fun. Go sit in the mud and make fucking mud pies, because, like, at the end of the day, the only adults allowed to indulge in childish things should not just be parents. Doing so does not make you dumb. It doesn't make you stunted. It doesn't make you anything like that. It just makes you not a loser. That's all it does. And, like, who cares if the losers think that you're a loser? Because, like, at least at the end of the day, you're having fun. Like, back when my room was filled with toys and, like, figures and stuff, Like, literally, the only teddy bear, well, not the only teddy bear, the only one I have that isn't in a bag right now is this guy. And this is my shark Squishmallow. He's really big. I like to lay on him, but he's kind of overstuffed now, so he's not as squishmallowy as he was before when I first got him. But, like, do what makes you happy. Because a lot of the times, the people complaining that this stuff is childish, they are not happy. They have nothing to live for. They don't enjoy life. They don't know how to have fun outside of spending money and other lame adult shit that's just predatory in nature, kind of. Because, like, why go out and dance when people are going to make fun of how you dance anyway and just make you feel more insecure, you know? Why go out drinking if that's just a ploy for people to take advantage of people? And then you have the whole complex situation of now I'm drunk and I have to get home but I can't drive, or I'm drunk and people are trying to take advantage of me, or I'm drunk and now I have a fucking hangover in the morning but I still gotta go to my boring ass job where I have to stare at a computer all fucking day, you know? Like, why live a complicated life that is boring and drags you down when you could live a fun life filled with things that you love? And it doesn't have to be like toys and figures and plushies either. It can be adult toys, like cars, boats. Fishing can be fun. I don't know. That's seen as adult, but like, we're not limiting anything here, you know? Just do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, that's all I want to say. Just do what makes you happy, because normality was a construct created by society thousands of years ago, evolving slowly, as you can see with our fashion and hairstyles and how society has boomed, as well as trends and food and how all of this stuff has evolved over time. Some things evolve slowly, but our sense of normality is one of the slowest things to change for some reason. So don't let other people convince you that their way is the only way, because I guarantee you, they aren't happy. And you don't want to walk down the same path as somebody who isn't happy, that is constantly lying to themselves and depriving themselves of things that fill their life with joy. Save that energy for committing. What's the word? There's a specific word I'm looking for pedophiles who actually act on their feelings. Save that energy for them. Save that energy for rapists. Save that energy for like the rich people who get off on like doing all this shit. Take that energy and put it into believing victims. Because if you've seen all the videos coming out right now about Diddy and how many people warned us, so many situations in which somebody has said something and they're just like, hey, yeah, red flag on this person right here. And then we're laughed out of the building because they were a man that was sexually assaulted by a man or something, or they were a man that was sexually assaulted and then didn't instantly react with violence to this person who had more power than them, or any of that bullshit, because so many things could be avoided if we just go, hey, that doesn't sound right. You know, like, imagine how fast we could have taken Diddy down if instead of people just ignoring everything that everybody was saying, we just kind of like went, hey, so Cassie said that he was beating her ass. Honestly, we probably could have just like jumped to that conclusion when we realized a 46-year-old man was going after a 19-year-old girl. Why is that normal, but me enjoying some cereal and cartoons isn't? Why is, just because it's legal, just because the government says that she can be fucked, does not mean that she should be raped, trafficked, and fucking beaten. I don't, but I can't enjoy Steven Universe? He can enjoy 7-year-old girls, but I can't enjoy Steven Universe. Like, some things are childish, and our taste in people should not be so. Anyway, enjoy your day, y'all. I really have to go. I really have to go. Enjoy your day. Until next time, Internation. Know that you are loved by this guy. And this guy. Peace out. Peace out.